The U.S. is withdrawing from its largest military base in Syria and redeploying to Iraq's Kurdistan region. Earlier this month, troops ended their presence at al-Shaddadi base, which is also in the northeastern Hasakah province. There are vehicles and heavy machinery leaving Qasrak base. This is actually the first phase of a pullout operation that's expected to last several weeks. Fighters from the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces were in control of large parts of northern and eastern Syria until January, but they ceded control of those areas to the government after intense battles with the army. Ayman Oghanna is in the Syrian capital of Damascus for us. Ayman, what more can you tell us about what's happening at this base and why?
Well, Riley, it's not been confirmed that it's a full pullout just yet. Neither Washington nor Damascus have confirmed that there's going to be a full U.S. pullout from Syria. But analysts and Syria watchers are saying that it's highly likely. So what we've seen throughout the day today are images of convoys of vehicles taking personnel and equipment out of Syria into northern Iraq. Now, this is the third U.S. base that has started to be evacuated this week, which show that it may be a phased withdrawal and not a rushed pullout. Now, why are the Americans leaving? There's a couple of issues here. Some experts have said that recent conflict and confrontation with Iran means that these bases may be exposed. The more US bases there are in the region, the more targets they are for Iranian missiles.
It's a very interesting point. Now, Ayman, do we know what the end goal here is? Presumably, it is ultimately to leave Syrian security to the Syrians, but the Americans still aren't going very far away just yet.
Well, exactly. First of all, this isn't the first time that the US has announced that it is withdrawing troops from Syria. Back in President Trump's first term in 2018, the US president said that there would be a full withdrawal of US troops from Syria, but that was scaled back and didn't happen. And as you rightly say, they're not going very far at all. They're just over the horizon, where they'll have air assets and special operation forces who could continue to operate in Syria. But it does mean the brunt of the fight against ISIL on the ground, the primary force on the ground, is going to be the government and government security forces. And there are a number of challenges facing them. First of all, they have to look inside their own ranks. In December, an ISIL gunman killed 3 Americans, and he was a member of the Damascus security forces. So the government has said, and it will continue to vet its soldiers, which could cause a problem between Damascus security forces and ISIL attacks. And there have been a spate of attacks recently by ISIL against the Damascus government. There were 3 attacks this week against security forces. So Damascus faces a lot of challenges, but not just ISIL. There are other armed groups in Syria that are a threat. There's regime loyalists who have cells that may present a threat. And among the SDF positions, there are still PKK fighters who are designated terrorists by Turkey and the US. Also, according to a UN counter-terrorism report last year, there were 5 attempts at killing President Ahmed al-Shaddadi last year, which were all foiled. So without the big US presence on the ground, Damascus has a big task in making Syria safe and stable in the face of terrorism.
Ayman Oghanna reporting live for us from Damascus. Ayman, thanks.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news, expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.